My name's Hannah Coer, and I own Meta Females Incorporated, and we have been in business now for about 3 years.
And what do you guys do at Meta Females?
Cosmetics mostly. We do kind of dabble in some skin stuff, serums, lash growth serum, and I've slowly started working my way back into clothing here and there, just for fun.
You guys formulate everything in house?
Yes, yes, we
Awesome.
do. And then I send my formulas off to the manufacturers, and they make it.
How does that process work? From, I guess, from the idea on paper all the way up to getting the sample back from the manufacturer. What's that process kind of look like?
Well, my husband would describe it as like Bill Nye the Science Guy, basically just destroying the kitchen, trying new things. And then I also like to toss ideas back and forth with the manufacturer too, because there are some things that their scientists know that I just don't. So once we kind of come to a mutual consensus on something, we press play, we try it, we get the sample, and if it comes back great, we run it.
And when you are going back and forth with your manufacturer, are they like here in the US or are they overseas? How long do you think it would take to formulate a brand new palette from start to finish?
Um, Probably about a month. Most of my products I work on do take me about a month, and it depends. There are some manufacturers in the US, and I've used some overseas too. It can go both ways. It just kind of depends on what their lead times look like or what their abilities look like, as well as what their MOQs are, or minimum order quantities.
Awesome. And is it just you or do you have a team of girls that help you, or are you just kind of a one woman show making it work?
It's me and also my 8-year-old daughters. They're a huge part and a huge help.
Awesome. That's like prime age, like I said before, for them to watch you in the bathroom, watch every step that you do, putting on your face every day, and that's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, they absolutely love makeup. They love experimenting, and they have their own little personalities with it and their own likes and their differences, and I love that.
Is there anything that you would say to somebody who's just getting into makeup or somebody who is maybe fallen out of makeup and wants to get back into it?
I would say just to keep it as personal as possible or to strive to make makeup personal again. I think that the personal aspect of makeup has been severely lost with all of these influencers and big brands and just so much media just constantly being shoved in new products, and you need this and you have to have this. And think back to our moms, our grandmas, our aunts, and try to remember those days at the Estee Lauder counter looking for their perfect shade. Make it personal again. Make it personal for you, and then encourage everybody around you to make it personal for them.
What drives you to do what you do every day, and who was your biggest inspiration to start Meta Females?
Definitely my mom and my grandma. I specifically remember my grandma and my mom taking me to those, whether it's Estee Lauder, Lancome, going to those counters and seeing all of the colors and the products. And they would actually know which number. They would know which number was theirs. And then they would even let me like raid their makeup stations. You know, my grandma had one of those boxes. I don't know if anybody remembers these, but it was like this yellow box and it had a mirror on it, and it had like a green button, a blue button, an orange button, a cool light, and a warm light. So, you know, you'd be pressing all these
Hmm.
buttons, all these different colors are flashing at you. But the one thing that I remember the most is that when I was a kid going through their makeup, there would be like 12 different lip product shades of mauve for both my mom and my grandma. They had their specific colors. They had what they loved, what they thought looked the best on them. And I think that that is so important to keep that value in makeup and to try and bring it back.
And how do you kind of keep it personal with Meta Females when a customer comes to you and they don't really know, or they're new to makeup, or they are just restarting their makeup collection? How does that kind of look when you try to keep it personal or make it more personable for your clients?
So when I first started, I noticed that I was picking things that I liked. And then I decided this isn't working. So I started selecting random women and I asked them, hey, will you design a palette that you absolutely love? Will you design your dream palette for me? And they did. They picked all of the colors, they named all of the colors, they named the palette, and they picked the design, like something meaningful that they had in their life. And they would actually send me what they wanted it to look like. And I would build this entire palette out based on them, based on this individual. People from all different backgrounds, different ages. And the craziest part is there are thousands of shades to choose from. And from the 5 palettes that have been created that we actually sell on our site, it's called Palettes by Women for Women, and they have the creator's name on it. It says Meta Females X Jackie Stooldryer, Meta Females X Heidi Schaub. They've never picked one of the same shades. So that's how I try to keep it as personal as possible. When I launch a new collab palette, I pick somebody random, a woman that I think is inspiring, not an influencer, just a woman, a mom, just any woman, doesn't even have to be a mom. And I get their ideas and I make their dream. So it just kind of reaching different audiences that way.
That's awesome. And you don't really hear of even the smaller makeup companies doing anything like that, working with real women and getting their opinion on things. Because when you walk down the eyeshadow row at Sephora or Ulta or wherever you buy your makeup, it's all the same. You've got a neutral palette, you've got a warm palette, you've got a cool palette, and then you've got a vibrant palette. And they're all about the same.
Yes.
So, and I know that a lot of other small in-house makeup brands are like super luxe and very pricey. What are your guys' prices looking like?
Under $30.
That's amazing.
And we're constantly running sales too and free shipping. That was one of my biggest things, was making products that were even better than some of these luxe brands or just up to the same standard, but then making them affordable, because makeup is fun. Makeup is creative. Makeup shouldn't stress you out. You shouldn't have to go and spend $500 on a few months supply of a full face of makeup. I think that's crazy, especially when adding in products that you don't even need and just kind of pop up out of nowhere.
Awesome. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up a little bit here. I guess just tell everybody where we can find you at, where we can shop your website, and if you've got any exciting news coming up for 2024.
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Meta Females, and you can also shop our website at metafemales.com. And we do have some exciting things coming up for 2024. I just need to finish them.